Hello. We are back in the IniBuilds A350 today on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Streamed early, but I thought I'd stream again because I've got the time to do so. And this one's just going to be simply a practice flight. So we're just going to do a short hop from Heathrow to Edinburgh. And we're going to see if I can land this thing any better than I did before, because I found that Barcelona wasn't too bad. I just maybe cut the power a little early, and that's why we kind of drifted. But this is going to be practice one, so let's get right into it. Into the cockpit, already got a flight plan up, so we're going to go to the overhead panel. Oh, that's not going to work, is it? Overhead panel. Which one's the overhead panel? IniBuilds have got weird views, I'll tell you that. That's the overhead panel. So we'll get batteries on, emergency batteries, and the battery 2. We get external power on and available. Aircraft is now going to power up and come alive. I'm going to get the ADs aligned, left side, right side and centre. I'm going to get the crew supply on, the ground control on. And we're also going to get the emergency exit lights armed. No mobile lights to the auto position, no smoking lights auto, and the seatbelt signs can be off for now. We're not going to use GSX today because there isn't actually a profile for this aircraft, and I just find it just doesn't work very well, so there's no point using it. We're just going to use the standard loading procedures from IniBuilds EFB. Nav lights are already on, so we are good to go. That's overhead panel done for now. Next is heading down to the EFB. Flight ops, sim brief import. There we go, A350 1000. There's our aircraft registration. Flight number is British Airways 5 Foxtrot Kilo, and you can see there from Echo Golf Lima to Echo Golf Papa Hotel, which is Heathrow to Edinburgh. So next thing is the load sheet. I'm going to import our data from SimBrief, and we are going to set the zero fuel and set the fuel. That is all good. So we've got 346 passengers today. Quite a hefty aircraft then. Yeah. So QNH in Heathrow today is 1024 hectopascals. So 1024. Sets left side and right side automatically if you do one side. 1024 on the center as well. Okay, so next is heading down to the FMS init page, company flight plan request, and that will bring all our data in from SimBrief, providing it is set up correctly in the EFB, which can of course be found flight ops menu, options, third party. Put your SimBrief user ID in there and you're good to go. If you use someone else's, you'll just get other people's flight plans, so it'll probably annoy you more than give you enjoyment for trolling. Yeah, so receive company flight plan comes up, insert that into the aircraft, and that is the flight plan inputted. So we're going to be doing British Airways 5 Foxtrot Kilo, Heathrow to Edinburgh, flight level 360 for the cruise, and a cost index of 105 today. So there's no wind request, that doesn't work, but it's all good. We're now going to just check on the IRSs, checking they are aligning, which they are, all three are aligning, available in about 5 minutes, so that is all good there. Next is the flight plan page, Echo Golf Lima, departure, runway. So we are departing on runway 27 right today with the SID of the Umlaut 1 Foxtrot. And temporary flight plan, insert temporary, and that is how that goes there. Scrolling down the flight plan then, you can see there's no discontinuities until we hit Edinburgh. For Edinburgh, for our arrival, we'll plan for the runway 24 arrival with the Impa 1 Echo, a star in the ILS 24. We're not going via anywhere. Impa 1 Echo for the star, temporary flight plan, insert temporary. That is good there. So next thing is to double check the flight plan for any crazy discontinuities. It doesn't look like we actually have any, so that is all good there. Next thing next is the fuel and load page. So our zero fuel weight for today's flight will be 191, I'd say, rounding that up. 191. Enter that into there. If you want to use a keyboard again, left control, and that will allow you to do keyboard inputs into the FMS down here. Though do be aware that the first officer side, this side FMS, doesn't seem to work with the keyboard, and it just seems to freeze out. So make sure your keyboard inputs have been on this screen here. You can change the screens around, you just change the pages as you need, but yeah, just make sure you're on the captain side if you want to use the keyboard. Yeah, that's what I found anyway. Our zero fuel weight is going to be 30.3. We need to use the keyboard input, 30.3. Enter that into there, and our block fuel today is going to be 12.2. We'll round that up to 12.2. 12.2 tons. And our passenger number today is 346. So we'll input that into there, 346. And that is our fuel and load page complete. Just get rid of those messages. Fuel and load page is now complete. Next things next is the performance page. So takeoff performance today will be, we'll get the APU started up. APU master switch, 1, 2, 3. APU start switch on. APU will now fire up. Seatbelt signs can come on now, and we're good to go. Awesome. So we're going to sync FMS, sync the conditions, and we're going to compute. So that is our calculations done automatically through the EFB. Send that down to the FMS. Saves us some. All you have to do here is confirm those speeds. Confirm speeds 146, 148 and 152. 146, 148 and 152. Those are set and checked. V1 146, V rotate 148, and V2 is 152 knots. So we're doing a flaps 1 departure today. No reason to do any more, so we'll stick with flaps 1 today. Cool. That is the FMS complete, apart from one little minor thing. Is the thrust reduction needs to be 1000 for the noise abatement procedure. So we'll put 1000 feet into there for thrust reduction. Other than that, that is everything complete for our departure today. So next thing next is we're just waiting for that APU to fire up, and it already has, so we'll get the APU bleed on at this point, and we can now wait for the irises to align, and then we'll get ready for pushback. Alright. So I suppose in the meantime we could do some tests. Why not, eh? So we'll head back up to the overhead panel. Fire test. Checked. That is all good there. Fire test is complete. Oxygen mask test. Oxygen masks are here. Press this button. If you heard the little noise, then that is all correct and checked. Next things next is heading over to en route charts, zooming right in to the airport. See, 27 right is just there, so we haven't got too large of a taxi to do today, and we'll get those ready for our taxi. If you do not have Navigraph, these will not work as well, by the way. Cool. So we've got about 1 minute to wait for the iris to align. In the meantime, I'm going to go to the surveillance page in the FMS and go to the mode auto and put TA only in there. We'll just keep the squawk at 2000 since we're not on any ACC network today, and that is all good there. So we'll get the flight plan up on there, and in fact I'm going to get the performance page there, and I'm going to get the flight plan up on the first officer side. Cool. So I'm just going to wait for that IRS to pop up on our PFD screen. That's the next step. Patience is key. Get those over to arc mode phase, and yeah, so irises are aligned, they're all good. We'll just double check the flight plan, go to plan mode. Flight plan's here, so what we'll do is we'll go over to the first officer side and just double check that flight plan over, like so. Just use these, just check there's no crazy discontinuities. Looks all good to me there, so head back up to the flight plan page, head back into the captain's seat, and we're gonna get ready for pushback and departure. So GSX, prepare for pushback and departure. Cool. Self. What's this doing? Self-test. Okay. GSX seems to be doing something. Just double check outside. Don't know, are they getting ready for pushback or just me? Are we getting ready for pushback or not? Prepare for pushback and departure. Swissport will do. Yeah, there's a pushback tug there. We have constraints, so I'm gonna get the weather on. Constraints and weather. Cool. Get it off the plan mode and back into arc mode. Cool. That is all good to me. Alright.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
GSX is getting ready for pushback now, which is good.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Cool.
Locking gear.
Locking the gear for us. Oh, there we go. So we'll want to face south, I believe. Facing south.
Release parking brakes.
We'll get the beacons on. Of course, we'll need to get these seatbelt signs fully on. There.
Release parking
Ground
brakes.
control off. Release parking brakes. Brakes released.
Commencing push.
Get the fuel pumps on.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Fuel pumps are now on. Cool. Engines. Engine start. Ignition start. Engine 2 to start. N2 is on the rise. N1 is slowly on the rise. Let's get a nice engine view.
Fasten straps and pull them tight. Inflate by pulling the red tabs or blowing into the mouthpiece.
Enjoy,
Inflate your
friends.
vest exiting the aircraft. There is a light
that's a positive start on engine number 1. And I've just realised we're not departing on 27 left, are we? We're departing on 27 right. So I've literally pushed the wrong way. I suppose what we could do is just turn around. Don't know, can we turn around just simply? Actually no, we can. We could probably just turn around like that. Don't even have to turn around illegally. Just go down there. Just go back round. Simples.
Set parking brakes.
Brakes set.
Unlocking gear.
Cool. Engine 1 to start. N2 is on the rise. N1 is slowly on the rise. N1 is positively on the rise. Swissport. Tug.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Thank you.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Top altitude was 390, wasn't it? So I guess we'll get that in there. 390. Top altitude. Get that initiated. Cool. Spoilers can be armed. Cool. Auto brakes redirected takeoff mode. Trim is set automatically from the spoiler. Flaps 1 degrees. Oh baby, those flap noises. Oh baby. Next things next is take a config test. Press that down, take a config normal. Engine mode selector back to the normal position. APU bleed off, APU off. Taxi lights to the on position. And I think we're ready for our taxi friends. Cool. TA only set. Brakes off. Should get rolling. With a little bit of power. Yeah, we're rolling with no power at all, but not. I want to give ourselves a little more power. Cool. I forgot to put the chrono on, so we'll do that for block time. Cool. I'm just going to make a U-turn here because we're trying on 27 right and not the left. I took off 27 left this morning, so I got a bit confused there. Apologies for that. Cool. Hopefully FrameGen is going to play with us today. Play nicely. Making a slight left turn here. Onto Bravo, maybe? Yeah, probably Bravo. There's a British Airways hangar there with Concorde up ahead. This is IniBuilds Heathrow, by the way. Here we are. Making our final turn. Cool. it's a little off on the screen here, so I'm going to take a right turn here. We'll enter the runway here, I guess. Alpha 3. So landing lights on, nose lights to take off, wing lights on, and that's all the lights on, so let's go. Let's enter the runway. Cool. So, chrono on. Cool. 50%. 25% and flex set. Manflex SRS runway auto thrust is blue.
V1.
Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Through S speed, flaps up. Oh baby. Oh no, surveillance. TARA. Cool. Lever climb. Thrust climb. Climb. A little bit of wind rocking us about. Much easier to hand fly with these new sensitivities though. Much easier. Spoilers disarmed. We can freely go past the constraints today. Standard barometric pressure through 6,000. Oh baby, starting a slight right turn. Cool thing though about this aircraft is it's actually coming to the Xbox marketplace in a couple of weeks' time, I believe. So that is something. Hello, Georgia and Nora. Welcome into the stream. Thank you very much. I try my best. I try my best. Coming up to 10,000, AP1 engaged. Climbing up to 390. Landing lights can come off, wing lights. Nose lights to the off position. Beacon lights off. Seatbelt signs can go off as well. Safe altitude. And yeah. That is the climb, my friends. So we can zoom out on this map here now. Cool. Little stutter there. I suppose we should have the beacons on, but you know, there's no one to benefit but to get the message away. I'll turn them back on. New cruise altitude of 390. Thought it was always 390. Well, you learn something new every day. I don't know what that fuel error message is, because I've flown quite a few flights in this now, and that's never been an issue. Destination estimated fuel on board, but I've always landed with enough fuel, so I've even done go-arounds and had enough fuel, so I don't think that's really relevant. It could be a bug, but yeah, who knows. Well, I mean, it's a steep learning curve, if I'm being honest. I couldn't do it at first. I originally came from Xbox Flight Sim, and I didn't know what I was doing one bit. I just kind of flew aircraft for the fun, and didn't know what I was doing. So I just sort of, you know, flew them, but I didn't really know how to land them, you know. I didn't really know how you'd find the runway or anything like that. But using YouTube tutorials, I managed to learn a lot. And once you learn one plane, another plane becomes easier to learn. But it does take time, and it does take a lot of effort to learn. But it is hard. It's not the easiest hobby, flight sim, because it's one, expensive, two, it takes a lot of time to learn the different systems on aircraft, how they work. You know, there's lots of different components to an aircraft as well. So yeah, I mean, it just takes patience and time. Using YouTube and online tutorials, you'll do great. You know, you just have to believe in yourself, believe in your ability. That's what I'd say. And if you're ever struggling, there's no harm in going into like Discord communities and asking in certain flight sim discords as well. that can help as well, because you're not always going to know the answers to questions, and just getting that one-on-one advice with someone can just change, especially when you're struggling on a certain area. Yeah. Just gonna change over the screens. I'm gonna switch them over just by clicking that button there, and it'll be on if you have switched them. I'm just gonna check where our top of descent is. I mean, how far do we need to zoom out to see it? Of course, it isn't the longest flight. It's only a practice flight, of course. 160. So yeah, 160, so it's not too distant, but it's also not too near either. So how many miles is it saying the top of descent is? 1229. So 12:29, and it's 12:13, so yeah, not long at all to that top of drop. Oh, it's 12:13, you can actually see right there. 12:13. Cool. I think I'm going to get prepped and put in some destination data now, because it's not going to be too long since we get into our top of descent and get into Edinburgh. So I'm going to go into the performance page, approach phase, winds down in Edinburgh. Let's check the weather. Weather is going to be 250 at 8 knots. So I'm going to switch the screens over because it works better this way. 250. Enter. 8. Enter. The temperature is 4 degrees down there at current. QNH is 10 to 4 hectopascals. 10 to 4 hectopascals. You don't need to include the decimal point. And the barrow is gonna be 300, I believe. I'd say 300, yeah, 300. 300 on the barrow, which is the minimums. Enter that into there. Cool, that is approach phase complete. I'm gonna get the map and FMS changed over again. Cool. I think that is very nice, my friends. So any shortcuts we can take, I don't really think there is, because we're just going in a straight line anyway, really. So I'm not even going to bother looking for any. It's just straight across the UK into Edinburgh. Dosh. Cool. Obviously it's not live time. It is dark in the UK right now. I just didn't want to fly in the dark. Though, if you want to see how the aircraft looks in the dark, here you go. Yeah. And that's the prime reason I didn't want to stream in the dark. So that's why I've got live weather off. Live time off, I mean. No, do that. I'll change the time or not. No. No, so I'm pretty sure you can pre-select QNHs. So if it's 1024 down in, yeah, it's 1024, you can pre-select the QNH in the A350, which is cool. So ILS interception is 3000, transition is 6000, go around altitude is 3000. That's all good, pretty nice and simple for Edinburgh. So, yeah, we're good to go. That's what we could do now, is just get some lovely camera views. Trying to get a nice view. Don't know what's a nice view. Yeah, also IniBuilds have actually included certain wing views. I'm not sure if these are meant to be like this because they seem quite zoomed in terms of views, but yeah, there are certain views you can use. Not entirely sure why there's that zoomed in, but they are. And also, is this live weather? Yeah, it is live weather. There's like literally not a cloud in sight. It's not usual for the UK. Crazy. Oh baby. I'm quite happy that we didn't get a frame gen bug out today in this flight. Of course, Heathrow is quite an intensive airport, so I'm quite surprised we didn't get any VRAM issues with the frame gen, which is good because it means that we didn't have to turn frame gen off. We can enjoy smoother experience. To be fair, turning frame gen off, we didn't get bad performance in this aircraft. Even down at Brussels, Aerosoft Brussels, we know how detailed the airport is, so it's quite impressive if I'm honest with you. Yeah, I mean the A350 is a beautiful aircraft, it performs incredibly well. Yeah. Cruising yet? Cruising now at 39,000 feet. Cool. Clear the info on the FMS. Cool. We're just waiting for top descent now, and we'll descend right down to 3,000 feet. Yeah, see, the destination estimated fuel on board has gone away. So I do believe it's like it's not user error. It's just rather a bug, or B, it's like meant to happen. So I'm going to do a little brake to vacate tutorial now. So one sec. So if you're wanting to do brake to vacate, my recommendation, well, if you're wanting to do brake to vacate, all you've got to do, it's nice and simple. So, were you wondering how you do brake to vacate? Well, this is the tutorial for you. So, to do brake to vacate, all you've got to do is head into the plan phase on the knob there, and go into the zoom phase. The airport map will load. It will take a few seconds to load, so don't feel it's messed up and lagged out if it's just taking a little while. It does take a little while to load, don't worry. And what you're going to do is you're going to zoom right in by just you know, pushing your scroll wheel down on the knob there to zoom in. And then what you want to do is you want to select the runway you want to arrive on. So in my case, I want to arrive on runway 24, so you click on that little green arrow. Okay. Set landing runway and select the runway exit point you want to take. Now don't worry if you are worried about taking too early of an exit point, as it will just not let you. It won't let you, the plane will know if you can stop in time for that exit point, so do not worry about brake to vacate exits being too early. So I'm going to choose Bravo, and I'm going to click Set Brake to Vacate Exit. And you'll see here, it says Exit Bravo, 1,576 meters of runway is being used, and it's just too short, the plane can't stop in time. So, in that case, you just can't select it. So you just have to select one that's further down. In my case, I'm going to select Alpha, which is the only other one I can select. Set brake to vacate exit, and you find that we get no errors here. And that is 2,268 meters of runway being used. So once you've done that, you just simply click auto brake, the auto brake button over there, and you'll find that brake to vacate is now in blue and armed in the PFD screen here. So that is how you do brake to vacate. Hope this has been helpful to you. So that was a little brake to vacate tutorial for you guys. So brake to vacate, all we can use is Alpha in this instance. It's only Edinburgh, it's not too big of a runway, so we can't really pick and choose. what whole point we get out at, really. It's quite a large plane landing into Edinburgh. We normally use A320s and 737s to land, but unfortunately, fortunately, we're using the A350, which is an awesome thing. And it's an absolutely awesome aircraft. I want to get a screenshot because it's just such a beautiful looking aircraft. I can't wait to do some like Virgin ops, because that's something I've always wanted to do in flight sim, but I've just not had the aircraft to do it. I don't have the 787 because I don't think it's worth it. I'm not getting premium deluxe just to get a 787 because that's all I'd use it for. So no thank you. And also, even with the mods, it's not the best aircraft anyway, so it's just a waste of £70 there. Whereas now you can just pay £70 and get this thing. I'd rather get this thing, if I'm honest with you. So yeah, we're using this thing. Lots of airlines use this as well. It's probably one of my favourite aircraft of all time, to be honest with you. I do prefer it over the A380. Just simply because it's a lot, just a lot, I don't know, I just prefer single lined aircraft, not double deckers. I think double deckers just look a bit extreme. I also like the way the wingtips are on this, like they're not really shark cuts as such, but they just sort of curve up and it just makes them look quite nice. It just basically looks like a premium looking aircraft. I should try this aircraft in MSFS 2024 as well, just to have a see how the performance is over there with it, because MSFS 2024 performance isn't the best as it is, and VRAM usage is quite high, so I don't expect good things from it, but I may have a test with it and see how it goes, and maybe do a comparison on it from MSFS 2020 and 2024. I'm not too sure. I'll have to wait and see really, but yeah. Awesome aircraft, awesome addition to the Flight Simulator hangar, for sure. So we're not too far from our top of descent now. It's just there, just past Ribble, past ARGB, and we'll be in. Descending down to 3000, so we'll get 3000 pre-selected on the altitude on the MCP. 3000 feet. Set. Won't engage it yet because we're not through top descent. See ARGB there, so top descent will come up just soon after it. Just nicely. Cool. There is time acceleration in this aircraft as well, of course. Not forgetting that. So, to use time acceleration in the IniBuilds A350, you have to go to the Flight Ops menu in the FMS, or the EFB I mean, and you've got to go to Options under Utilities at the right hand side of the EFB. Head over to the Simulation Settings right at the bottom on the left hand side, and you want to go ahead to time compression here. It's rather off or auto. If you want it on, you click auto and it will turn on. Up to 2 times or up to 4 times, it's up to you. Of course, you can't do further than 4 times, and simulation rate will come up at the top here in green to say if it's enabled or not. Hopefully this was helpful to you. Thanks for watching. Let's do that. We are now descending down into Edinburgh. Slowly but surely descent. I'll get the screens back. Get them back onto the en route charts. Cool. Awesome. I'll give you some nice engine and wing views for the descent. don't know, just looking out this window here at that wing, just looks amazing. I don't know why, it just looks absolutely amazing, in my opinion. Coming through 210. Awesome. I have a feeling we're going to get a steep descent soon. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to assist it with some spoiler. Just like that. Cool. Getting swiftly down to 250 knots. Hopefully I'll be able to maintain it. Well, it does look like that ground spoiler has helped us with our speed and our descent rate, so that is good. We're approaching Tartan next in about 20 nautical miles. That is good to see. That fuel on board message has come back up. It's absolutely fine though on here. So sending nicely though. So can we disarm that speed brake now? Looks like it struggles a little bit. What about half speed brake? Yeah, half speed brake does the job. No need for full speed brake. Half does the job. Cool. Currently got 40 minutes on that flight time. Oh baby. Oh baby. Oxygen test. I don't know why I'm doing that in the air. I just kind of wanted to. I don't know. Who knows? Speed brake is still out, yeah. Cool, clear that. Now can we arm it yet? Nope. Still need half speed brake. Through 10,000 feet, all the lights are on already. Seatbelts are on as well. Two 230 knot. 230 knot restriction coming up. Tartan. 230 knots in there, ready. 220 knots. 220. Give it full speed brake now. Oh, hi Ace, welcome in. We're getting... Yeah, that speed's coming down now. Flight level 70 for 230 knots, tartan. Might just miss it, but we should still be on profile fine. Oh no, it's alright. I mean, I don't expect anyone to come in. I mean, I do it for the fun. I don't care about the, you know, the engagement. I just do it for fun. So I'm sort of just on and off with when I live stream. I just do it when I want to, really. There's no problems at all, Ace. You're all good. Passing through Tartan just above 70. Now it's restrictions gone. We're heading out to 3,000 feet. Clearing any error messages. Landing systems can come on. Perhaps 1 degrees. Speed brakes are still extended. We can get those armed now. Arm the speed brakes. Hoping that speed can sort itself out. Speed set. Lovely. There's the lovely plane. Oh, sweet. Should be coming up on the approach in a moment. Doing the ILS, of course. Going to let that speed down to 200 knots. 195 knots just below. Just to keep our speed low and under control. I'm just going to use a last bit of speed brake, just so I can get flaps to 2 degrees. 2 degrees, flaps, 2 degrees, set. Cool. Localizer is armed. We're going to go direct to that fix, insert. Cool. There's the Edinburgh bridges in the distance there, red and white bridges. Barometric pressure can be set to 1024 on the QNH there. Get those switched over now. Getting down to 3,000 feet for the ILS interception. Get zoomed in a little more on this first officer side. Cool. I'm going to get down to 185 knots by this point. Speed brakes can be armed now. Speeds struggling a bit. It's quite windy in Edinburgh, I think, so it's quite hard to control that speed. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the speed brake back out, because that's not gonna help if we don't have it out. So I'm gonna get full speed brake out. That's going to keep the speed down. Standard map works. We are intercepting Alstar. .175 knots. Laps 3 degrees. Clear the error message of speed brake, we are aware. Localizers captured, approach mode can be armed. Approach mode is now armed. Heading down. Replay tool, record, geese, on, hide, there we go. Just direct to Foxtrot India 24. Cool. Back on local localizer. Activating approach phase, confirm. Here the error messages. Cool. Getting that speed down nicely. Localizer's captured again. Loc star. That's full. Yeah, it's been a while since the last update for Euro Truck and American Truck came out, so it's about time 1.54 made its way, which is cool. More updates, more DLCs, and overall better games, really. Cool. Alright, so Glycip and Localizer are captured. 3000 is the go around altitude.
2,500.
Speed brake can be armed at this point. We are configured for a landing. 7 miles to the runway. Runway is in sight and in front. Just up ahead of us there. Last final views from the exterior. Cool. $2,000, gear down. This is where the wind noise comes in. The broken wind noise, which is loud as anything. It'll go away eventually. Tell you what I can't wait for. I can't wait for New York and Orlando to come to ATS, because those two cities I quite like in the real world, so you know, can't wait. But unfortunately those will come last because they're right at the very end of the map. They started at the opposite end. Well, it'll do. Alright, configuring, waiting for that wind noise to calm down. Come on. Checked. The wind noise is calming down.
$500. 400.
Autopilot off.
300 above.
Slight pitch up.
200. Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10,
Oh god, 351 foot per minute. Hell, it'll do. Felt the approach was alright though, so I'm happy for that. And Jesus, yeah, the plane needs some optimizing, but other than that was good. Rector vacate is working. Cool.
Auto brake off.
Auto brake off. Exiting here,
Brake.
Alpha.
Max braking. Max.
Oh god. I love that voice. Welcome to Edinburgh. Oh. Cool. Taxiing to the gate. Oh. Spoilers disarmed, rearmed. Cool. GSX. Ooh, southeast pier. Stand. "15 Alpha will do. Chosen position is too small. Well, why offer it to me then? Interesting. Southeast pier. 16. No. Swiss port. So we're going to stand 16, which I believe is taking this turning. Will be this one. It is this one. A little further forward. parking brake on, and that is parking. Shot that. I think I'm going to watch the landing. God. Yeah, don't go into external view. Not worth it. Replay mode. Spoilers around again. End the flight. Review flights. Cool. Replay. Stop recording. Replay. Pause.
1,500, 300.
Cool. 405. Watch that touchdown, because that was a hard one. It's definitely a hard touchdown, whatever it was. There we go. Come in. Yeah, it's more of a slam more than anything. But overall, not too bad. I mean, you're not really meant to butter it in Edinburgh, but yeah, I mean, I don't know why those freezes always happen, like at the exact points. But they do.
$1,500.
I'm going to leave this stream here. Thanks all for tuning in, and I'm going to leave you with the replays, different camera views, and then I'll end it. Hopefully everyone is going to have a good rest of their day, night, or evening, wherever you may be in the world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.